A place where I'm missing, empty.
If you're looking for a real church, come to God's perfect will, yeah. How much God's perfect will, come to God's perfect will. Oh, 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 come to God's perfect will, where the come to God's perfect will, if you're looking for a will.
And Ruth said, entreat me not to leave thee, or to return from following after thee. For whether thou goest, I will go, and whether thou lodgest, I will lodge. Thou people shall be my people, and thou God will be my God.
Path to your purpose. This passage of scripture is talking many a story about three women. And the three women we know is Ruth, Naomi, and Oprah. And these women, and I want you to adjure you to read the book of Ruth. Amen. I read it. And read it only four pages, and I read it all the way. And I got so much enlightenment out of it. But I look at the story of how it started. It was a famine in Israel. So they had to go to Moab to get some food, because there was some food over there. But on their way, journey, the two sons, Naomi had a husband and two sons. The two sons died that married Oprah and Ruth. Then her husband died. So all the men that they loved and knew died out. So if you got three women back in those days with no husband, you in a bad situation, because that's how women survived. Their husband took care of them. I know we want that back nowadays, but that gone. Because back in the 20s, women live, and you living. Not saying nothing wrong with it to have your own sister, but sometimes we get tired of that. But that back then, your man was your source of income. They all died. So you got three women walking around. Had nowhere to go. So they went to Moab to see if they got some food around there. And they went, and while they was there, their whole financial security system died out. So Mara got upset. Naomi got upset, and she said, you know, God dealt bad with me. You know, when you get in your path of purpose, it seems like God ain't with you. It got so bad that she said, don't call my name no more Naomi. Call me Mara. Because God's hand was heavy on me, and he dealt with me bitterly. She told her to change her whole name how bad things got. And you can be on your path to God getting you to your purpose, and you seem like all hell break loose, everything died out on you. Bad enough, it was three of them. So she told them, y'all go on here. Oprah said, bye girl, and rolled. Kissed her and rolled. She got up out of there. But Ruth said, I'm not, don't do that. I ain't leaving you. I'm staying with you. Wherever you go, I'll go. Your people will be my people. Oprah went back home. So she said, Ruth, go ahead on. I'm an old lady now. You young, you can get a new husband. Don't worry about it. But Ruth stayed. But Ruth came to a point where it was harvest time. And this dude, rich dude in the army named Boaz, came to check out his field. So Naomi said, well, go ahead and see if you can get some corn for us so we can eat. So when she was out there, she saw them gleaning, so whatever they did, she went behind them, gleaning behind the reapers. And then Boaz stood up and said, who that damsel? She had to be fine. He said, who that damsel gleaning behind the reapers? Oh, that's some Moab woman back there. What's her name? I don't know. He said, well, you know what? Let me do something for her. Just make sure you drop some. Don't let her work hard for it. And you know why? What caught his eye? He had a woman that's working. He ain't had no mannequin. He saw a woman taking care of her business that she couldn't, even though she got down there and this was a bunch of men doing this, that she will even as a woman will get down behind the brothers and get that corn. That might have blew his mind like, man, she looking like that and working hard like that. I can use a woman like that. She showed her worth. But look at the path. Her husband died. Oprah rolled out. But thank God Oprah rolled out, because if Oprah would have stayed, Oprah would have blocked that. Oprah would have stopped that. He would saw two of us chase them women off. But because she was only one, see the path God is doing for us? See, first of all, before you go on your path, you're going to have famine. You're going to have some stuff going on in your life that you think God has left you. You got broke. You got to sell out your house. But God wanted to set you out your house so you can be on a path to a new house and put you in a new place where you can be blessed. Death come in. You know, my relationship died. My marriage died. My money died out. A lot of things died, but all that did was put me on the path. Yes. Hallelujah. To where God wants me to be right now. And that's what God told me. He said, you where I wanted you to be. It wasn't all about that. God said, stop. I said, well, Lord, this is the book of Ruth. And God had to say, what about the book of Terry Allen? That's what he showed me. He said Ruth had to lose her husband, had to lose her money, her source of resource, in order her to just to get her to the field so she can meet a man named Boaz. And that's not the start of the path. So Boaz saw her and got to know her. And what came up is Boaz could not purchase the field that they was gleaning, because somehow he was related somehow, and in the way the family worked, you can't buy a field from your family member. But what he did, he took Ruth to wife and brought the field for her. So the very field she would glean off of, she owned. And that was a path. It wasn't about, here it is. I found out it wasn't about the men dying. It wasn't about Oprah. It wasn't about Naomi. But Naomi was the one, the catalyst, to get Ruth to meet Boaz. And sometimes God will use something else or somebody else to push you, to drag you to your purpose. It was never all about them through the story. So God said all the mess that went on in your life, it wasn't about your life, your layoff, your marriage, your divorce. It was about you becoming Pastor Terry Allen to get you to your purpose. All that was just a part, a segment, a scene of your life. It wasn't the main idea. It was just a chapter. So don't get hung up on the chapter. Don't keep rereading the chapter. It's only a chapter in your life. You got to keep on. You stuck on chapter 4, and God want to get you to chapter 14. So that liberate me. That mean all this didn't really matter. He said, no, it didn't. Because you said some things that I needed you to do to get you to move and push you into your purpose. I need to get you to that path. Some of us right now, if you look over your life, you're here because something pushed you here. Something got you here. We worry about who got you here. Don't worry about who got you here. It was God using them to get you there. Amen. See, I said, well, God, wow. He said, oh, I said, well, God, people who die. He said, yes. Famine, you bring a famine on? Yes. Everything had to line up for her to get to her purpose. And so we shout over, she met Boaz, and Boaz was rich. But see, what happens is, when you get to your purpose, God not only bless others, bless you, he bless others. Because Naomi thought everything was over with. But she lost all 2 sons and a husband, but God gave her a grandson. Because that same old woman helped Ruth out and nursed her grandson. So God gave Naomi a new purpose.
Yes. That's right. Come on. Yeah.
God used her to get Ruth to Boaz. But it ain't about, then I read on, it wasn't about Ruth and Boaz. It was about Obed, Jesse, the son of David, their grandfather. And if you read Matthew 1:1, you'll find the lineage of Jesus Christ, and Ruth is in it to give it to help birth David, to help birth the lineage of all the kings of Israel, so Jesus could come through the line. So it's all about Jesus. So the whole thing is to the purpose is to get the line to Jesus. But she could not die because she had to stay in that line. So when you walk your path of purpose, no witch can heck you, no warlock can curse you, no lie can get you, no cell can hold you. Because when you're in the path of purpose, nothing can kill you. Because when you're on your path, God will give you protection. That's why this church protected, and no devil in hell could stop us. Now, no matter what weapon formed against me shall prosper, because I was walking in my purpose. And when you're walking your purpose, reason why we ain't dead yet, reason why we is still a church, even though we're in a hotel, we are being preserved because we in our purpose. We in that line of our purpose. We cannot die. Reason why God giving us provision, because we in our purpose. Because if you in your purpose, you can't die. Some of y'all got your jobs. Some of y'all working because y'all part of the purpose. All this is intertwined to get us to our destination. Because if you stand in your lane and you stay right there in the path of your purpose, you go right where God wants you. As long as you don't, that's why he said the race is not given to the swift or to the strong, the he that endure to the end, because they in their purpose. They on the road to where God wants them to be. And when you on your road, the devil can come against you. This is the reason why Jesus couldn't die before his time. He was in his purpose. He said, it is written so these things. See, God already wrote out our script. See, people don't understand. We are predestined. Prefix. Past. Already done. Destined. Destination. If we are predestined, nothing surprises God. It surprises us, but nothing surprises God. And so God, before he foreknew us, he so foreknew us, knew intimately. He knew everything was going to happen in our life. So what God did, God said, okay, this is going to happen to Ty, this is going to happen to this is going to happen to that, and I'm going to factor all that in. I'm going to put some stuff in him in early part of his life to get him shaped, to get him strong, to get the rejection and all this, to make him a misfit, make sure people reject him, make sure people didn't accept him, make sure he a geek, stay in the house and look at everybody play. I couldn't flip. I couldn't do none of that stuff the other kids did. I kept my mind. All that was to make me for my purpose. So if I didn't fit in when I was a kid, I ain't worried about fitting in to pass the club down. It's to get me there. See, a lot of you, and everybody has to play a part. That's why God is telling me, don't worry about your Oprahs. Don't worry about the people that walked away from you. Don't worry about the people lying.
Hi, I'm Pastor Terry Allen, and if you're looking for a real church, come on out to God's Perfect Will Ministries, where you'll be welcomed with an intimate environment, a spirit-filled atmosphere. The Word of God is preached in love. Also visit us on our website for exciting upcoming events and announcements, and you can join us as a covenant partner. Always remember, God's Perfect Will Ministry, a place where a misfit can fit. Now back to the message.
They just nothing but a hope. They're not supposed to stay. They're supposed to go. There was only a part of, that's why in the movie certain folk die out, because they are not good for the ending. They're just the supporting cast of your story. They can't afford, you can afford them for them to die out, because it doesn't stop you from getting your purpose. And everybody that they need, they had to stay in the movie. That's why Naomi had to stay, because Naomi was a catalyst to get her to go on in the field to meet Boaz. Boaz only would come to the field because it was harvest time. If it wasn't harvest time, Boaz wouldn't see Ruth. If it wasn't a famine, they wouldn't have left Israel to go to Moab. If Ruth's husband survived, she couldn't marry Boaz because her husband was still living. Look what God had to do, and God will move heaven and earth to get you to your purpose. So all these factors had to happen for one thing. And I'm like, God, you sure showing me this, making things that I thought were so great, so minute. Don't that put a new perspective on your trouble in your life? All this stuff had to happen so you could get to a place where God wants you. And God will go as far as killing folk out, causing a whole nation to get for a famine in the land, so you can be in line with his purpose. I said, God, and when you hear crazy stuff from crazy folk and individuals that just want to pester you, like, you don't matter no more. You just got me to my purpose. I'm walking. I had to be here. You had to go. You couldn't stay. It wasn't for my purpose. Everything and everybody that's here with me is my Naomi. That's why they're supposed to be with me. And you got to count some folk. When folk walk out your life, I say, well, you was Oprah. You had to go back home. You couldn't stay. It's not about who stays or who leaves. It's I need to get to this purpose. Why the devil trying to kill me?